Pisces, this is like the 6th or 7th time I have started your video. We've made it way further than we have. This is huge because all the times that I've recorded it previously, as far as we made it, was to me thanking everyone for subscribing. And then we did make it as far as donations one point. And every single time I had stuff in my lungs, coughing, hacking up a lung, clearing my throat. So there is something that you have got to communicate. And it's almost like you've started to communicate it, and then you've stopped, and then you've started, and then you've stopped over and over and over and over. But if you push through and you communicate whatever this is that you need to communicate with someone, for some of you, it's almost like a life-altering, life-stopping. It's like a major roadblock. But as soon as you do that and you clear that, suddenly things are going to get better. Because look at us. Here we are, finally being able to record. Oh my goodness, I didn't think it was going to happen. So it'd be really good for you to communicate whatever it is that you need to communicate. Now, let me take a quick peek real quick. Bottom of the decks. Okay. Outstanding. So, your situation for the month of March, your birthday. You have the Lovers, Angels of Commitment. You have 7 of Cups, Choices, and then you have 4 of Pentacles. This would be the miser. This is the person, he doesn't want to share anything. He refuses to share. He has taken his loot and he is out of there. He is donezo. So Pisces, you are trying to make a choice about love. You're extremely hesitant. And you're extremely hesitant because of money, because of finances. Now, for most of you, you have been feeling as though you have been putting more into this marriage, this relationship financially than the other person. You've been working really hard. You've been making things happen. You don't feel like the other person's they're not doing their part. You're single-handedly having to carry the torch. They're not doing anything. They're not helping. And it's not just about money, but a number of you are contemplating a divorce. You would like to divorce. That's what you've not communicated. You haven't told them that you want to get a divorce. Now, they're saying for some of you, you could be in the midst of a divorce. But for most of you, this is about making the decision, because again, we have choice, making the decision to take what's yours and move off. Be done. Now, for a few of you, this may be, and it may only be a couple of you, you have this new opportunity in love to get married. You're afraid of doing that. You're afraid to commit. You're afraid to move forward with the marriage because of finances. Because you've worked so hard and you've been determined to get to where you are, you don't want to have to share that with someone. So you're contemplating, do I do this? Am I going to lose everything? Should I do a prenup? But for most of you, this is making the decision to move forward with a divorce, with a separation from your spouse. Now, as far as what has led to that situation, you have 7 of Wands, challenges, and you have the 5 of Pentacles. And now, this card it's all about, poverty and financial hardship, monetary woes, misfortune, destitute, a lack of financial means to be able to provide for ourselves. I mean, if you look at this guy, he's in a pretty bad spot. It is thundering around him. He has lightning. The rain is coming down in buckets around him. And it looks like he's crying. And then you have that paired with the 7 of Wands, the challenges card. So you're at this point of contemplating asking for divorce. If you look here, he has 5 pentacles. Here he has only 4 pentacles. So you have invested heavily in this relationship, in this marriage. You've also invested heavily financially in this. For most of you, it is a marriage. All of you, it is a relationship. But you've invested heavily, particularly financially, because you've gone from 5 pentacles to 4 pentacles. You've had challenges, you've had hardships, you've had a difficulty keeping a roof over your head, keeping your home, making the bills, making ends meet. You've had to do that on your own. Your spouse has not been contributing. They have not been helping. They have not been assisting. You have been on the defensive with them. You've had to defend yourself against them. But it's been filled with nothing but challenges, conflict, strife, arguments, tears, hatred. Like there's been hateful, hurtful words that have been said. And it's left you in this state of you're like, why am I even bothering with this? Why? You're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of doing this all for naught. It's like he doesn't have his missus sitting next to him all snuggled up underneath there, loving on each other. No, he's on his own. He has worked himself. His work boots are all beat up and torn up. His clothing's all soggy. You have given it your all in this relationship. And it's been filled with nothing but heartache and challenges. And for many of you, and so that now has brought you to this point of you're wanting to ask for this divorce because they're saying you've mentally made up your mind. Because again, the miser's not looking back at the marriage. Because if you look at these cards, the miser's not looking back at the marriage like, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure. No, the miser's heading into the future on his own. So you have made the decision. You've made the decision. You've made it after a lot of contemplation. So for some of you, they're saying that you have really been contemplating this for 2 to 5 years, seriously. Now, what you're fearful or worried about, you've got the 3 of Pentacles. At the bottom, it says action. And then you have the 6 of Swords. Now the 6 of Swords, you see this guy, he's pushing this boat into the water. This is about a journey that you are very worried about. You are very fearful. You're very concerned. It's a departure into the unknown. And then you have this action card. Now, let's make sure we didn't... Okay, perfect. Now the action card, you know, it's teamwork, a team, people working together. It can also be learning a lesson, but it's also indicative of a wedding. So for the handful of you that are contemplating marriage, in the past, because they are saying there are a few of you that you're contemplating marriage, in the past you got burnt by someone. You did go through divorce. It was difficult. It was a hardship. The person really, they didn't totally leave you with nothing financially because again, you had 5, you left with 4, but you left that marriage, that relationship with less than what you had going into it. So now you've got this new relationship. You want to move forward and marry this person. You want to have this union, this connection with someone, but you are terrified you are going to lose it all. You're afraid you're going to repeat the past mistakes that you made with someone else. So for some of you that are that concerned, do a prenup. Easy fix. Done. Or do some legal arrangement that, you know, you've got to be in it with me for X amount of years until it's split. Because you're really in your head about it. Now, again, that is a small number of you. Most of you, you are fearful of moving forward alone, moving out of this marriage, this commitment that you have been in. You're fearful of the outcome. You're fearful of what will come of it. You're fearful that you're going to end up with nothing. Because you see these trees, they're like barren, the leaves are all falling off, it's like fall. And all these swords are pointed right toward his head. So these are just your thoughts. You're thinking worst case scenario. It's not really what you're thinking. It's actually going to turn out way better. But it's your thoughts that are causing this. You want to move into the future. You want to take action. You want to get this divorce. but you've not jumped in the boat yet. Why aren't you jumping in the boat, Pisces? Now, for some of you, there are some of you that the divorce will be finalized in the near future by May. It's the same thing. You're worried about what the outcome is going to be. You're worried about, am I going to be a pauper? Am I going to have anything left? At the bigger group of you, this is about you asking for the divorce. Now, if you do so, they're saying fall, late. They're giving me images of like fall and snow mix. So for some of you, this will be like if you were to ask for the divorce this month. It's not going to take as long as you think it would be completed by November this year. And it's also not going to leave you as a pauper. You will have money. You will have finances. Okay. They want to do your outcome last. This is your outcome. So what the angels are recommending for you. Again, we have free will. You can do whatever you choose to do, Pisces. But the angels, you will find with all of my readings, they are always going to give you recommendations every single time. Whether you choose to take those or not, that is your choice. But if you are to choose to take their recommendations, this will be your outcome. So you have, you're the shit. And it doesn't have anything on the back. Okay, this is the one card in the deck that does not have anything except for a coupon. So I guess if you ever wanted to get this deck, there you go. There's your coupon code. Okay. So then you have take time to breathe. And at the bottom it says, thank you, angels. I breathe with ease, knowing you're here. You are not alone. They are helping you with this. They're asking you, oh, that's neat. So you see this card, how, this is a person lounging in a beach chair. But if you look at the shadow, this is a phoenix. The palm trees are essentially making a phoenix. You will be like the phoenix rising from the ashes. But you have to allow this to die. You have to allow this to end. You have to allow this to be over. You need to open up to new. You need to let this fall behind you. So for those of you, okay, so since there are 3 scenarios, okay, we're going to tie all 3 of these together. We got increased energy. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for filling me with the unlimited energy of divine love and light. And then you have this card, 2 possibilities. So, and ignore my grumbling stomach. I need to eat. You're the last one before I have some food. So, those of you where this is that handful of you where you are contemplating moving into a marriage with someone, you're fearful because in a committed relationship marriage in the past, you lost out financially. You're fearful of that happening again. They are telling you to not worry about that. You will be flying high. It will be positive. That's again, same concern running over in your head like, oh my gosh, it's going to be horrible. I'm going to be stuck out on the cold on my own. There are other possibilities that are going to happen. You're just not open to that. Allow yourself to be open to that. And they're saying, chill out, relax. It's okay. It's going to be okay. Some of you get some sleep. Now, for the others of you, this divorce group, those of you who are near the end, it's going to turn out in your favor. Relax, calm. Some of you maybe go take a little vacation. Breathe. Those of you that have not yet asked, same thing. It's going to be fine. The angels are encouraging you to allow this to fall away. You've been thinking about it for years. Kind of like the fall starts with this video that we had 6 times. You've even started to have the conversations with your spouse, but you've never followed through. You have not taken the necessary action. Because when the rubber met the road, you didn't do anything about it. Out of fear. Fear, okay, well, what's going to happen? They're encouraging you to open up to this change, open up to allowing this to be done, allowing this to be over. This is what's holding you back. This 2 possibilities card, this is all about, it is a fire card. So again, it's action because the time has come for you to take some action. But this is about removing those boundaries, those walls that you have placed around yourself because you have imprisoned yourself. It's about, not being content where you are because that bald eagle's got complete freedom. Flying high, looking at everything, below. You have allowed yourself to become content in misery. You're not happy. You're miserable. You're this poor guy who's doing everything he can to try and keep it together, but it's not together. His spouse isn't there. His kids aren't there. He's all on his own. He's the one shouldering everything all by himself. You're having to do everything by yourself. You've allowed yourself to be content, be stuck in this. You've also allowed yourself to feel small. It's time to end that. It's time to take action. It is time for you to fly free of this. It is time for you to no longer allow, some of you allow yourself to be belittled by this person. You're made to feel insignificant. When in fact, you're not. You're the one keeping everything together. But when you leave, don't worry. They're still going to be able to take care of themselves. Because for some of you, that's your worry. But they're encouraging you to fly free, to make that decision, to have that conversation, to open up to allowing it to being done, to taking in a deep breath, knowing that they're going to help you with everything, knowing that this is not going to turn out negatively, knowing it will turn out in your favor. They're also saying this increased energy card. You will notice after you have that conversation and take the action that you're going to feel this renewed life within you, this excitement about life, which you have lacked for so very long, but it's going to be back. You'll be like, oh my gosh, yes, because you've been in this prison for so long. The moment you set yourself free, there will be unlimited possibilities, and you'll have excitement about those things because you're the shit. You forgot that somewhere along the way. Somehow you forgot that. But it's time for you to remember how amazing you are, how magnificent you are, and that you need to stop settling for this mediocrity. Because for those of you that this message is for you, this isn't for those of you that are just listening that, oh, I had an argument with my spouse yesterday. No, this is not your message. This is for those of you that are out there that literally you've been seriously contemplating it. You've even started to lay a little groundwork. You've even had the conversation with your spouse. You've just stopped short every single time of actually doing it. And you've been just short of it for like they're saying seriously. So for some of you, you've been thinking about this 10 plus years, but you've stopped short when you've been serious about it for like 2 to 5 years. So this isn't going to be a shocking thing. Those of you that this message is for, it's not shocking. You've wanted to do this for a long time. You're being encouraged to just, for the love of God, do it. So you can get to this happy place. Because right now, you're the phoenix. You're just laying in the death, laying in where it's just, it's miserable. But you've been laying there for years, wanting to rise from it. Well, it's time for you to rise, Pisces. Here's your outcome. You've got the 9 of Pentacles, and then you've got the 6 of Pentacles, because it's all about money. 6 of Pentacles, generosity at the bottom. Now, this is about the harvest, blessings after all the hard work, fulfillment, security, accomplishments, bearing the fruit that we have worked so hard for. I mean, look at this guy. He's like, I've been working real hard for that. And then this generosity, which generosity isn't just giving, it's also receiving. You have been in a relationship where it has just been one-sided. You've been giving. Nobody gives to you. They want you to see this progression. Okay. So for those of you that are so worried about money and finances, because again, this is your situation. This is what led to the situation. This will be your outcome. Now, if you'll notice, this guy, he has 9 pentacles. This guy only has 4. This guy has 5. So over the duration of this relationship, you have lost monetarily. When you separate from this person, because you're no longer going to be carrying them, look at this. You end up with 9 pentacles. So it's not even like a splitting in half because he's only got 4. So for some of you, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go into this with my 4 little pentacles and I'm going to come out with 2. They're going to take everything. No, it's going to more than double. Double down, baby. Also, it even shows doubling here because this was your fears and worries. Fearful, again, you're going to go in with 3. You're so worried you're going to come out with less. I'm going to only have 1.5 when it's done, or maybe 1. Maybe they're really going to take me. No, you come out with 6. You're going to double down. And for some of you, it's because you're actually going to get a good attorney. Make sure you get the right attorney, they're saying. So things, and it's not to be, it's not, they're saying it's not so that you can have one over on your spouse, who will soon be your ex-spouse. It's so that things are handled fairly. So for some of you, maybe, you're okay. So for some of you, you're going to end up with the kids. You're going to have custody. And, you need the right attorney to make sure that this spouse who's been mooching off you for so long doesn't still end up taking half your income. So that you're getting more than half your income so that you can continue to provide for yourself and your children. You get more than double. You go from 4 to 9. This is going to end in your favor. And again, like they said, for some of you that are in the midst of the divorce proceedings, and it'll be done by May.